A private jet lifts off from Florida. Inside, billionaires, politicians, academics, on the flight logs. Names that shaped the world. And in the center of it all, one man, Jeffrey Epstein, 2019. He was arrested on federal sex trafficking charges. Weeks later, he was dead. Official cause, suicide. But the story didn't end in that jail cell. It began there, because when Epstein died, his secrets, didn, single quotes. Epstein had no college degree in finance, no public hedge fund, no clear source of wealth. Yet, he moved in elite circles. He taught at Dalton School in New York. Without a degree, he left under questionable circumstances. And then suddenly, he was managing money for billionaires. He built relationships with people like Bill Clinton, Prince Andrew. But here's the question investigators still struggle with. What exactly was his business? No one has ever fully explained it. And that mystery is where suspicion begins. The townhouse at 9 East 71st Street, one of the largest private homes in Manhattan. Inside, investigators later found hard drives, hidden cameras, CDs, labeled with names, bedrooms reportedly wired for surveillance. This wasn't luxury, it was leverage. If you record powerful people, you don't need money, you have control. Little St. James, private Caribbean island purchased. Staff later described young girls being flown in. Pilots testified about flight logs. The jet earned a nickname in media circles, the Lolita Express. Important fact: being on a flight log does not mean involvement in crimes, but patterns raise questions, and patterns are what investigators study. In 2008, Epstein was charged in Florida. The evidence was strong, yet instead of federal prosecution, he received a controversial plea deal: 13 months in a county jail, work release privileges. Victims not fully informed. The agreement was negotiated by federal prosecutors, including Alexander Acosta. Later, Acosta claimed he was told Epstein belonged to intelligence. He never clarified what that meant. Was it a rumor, a misunderstanding, or something deeper? No proof has ever confirmed intelligence ties, but the lack of clarity fuels suspicion. Epstein did not operate alone. Ghislaine Maxwell became his closest associate. She was later convicted for sex trafficking minors. Witnesses described recruitment tactics: luxury modeling, promises elite access. The system was simple: use aspiration to lower defenses, and once inside, control the narrative. But here's what makes this case different. Many names surfaced. Very few faced charges. Why? Because proving knowledge is harder than proving presence. In July 2019, Epstein was arrested in New York. Federal charges. Serious time. He was held at Metropolitan Correctional Center then. August 10th, he was found dead. Official ruling: suicide by hanging. But anomalies followed. Security cameras malfunctioned. Guards reportedly asleep. Cellmate transferred. Investigations concluded no evidence of homicide. Still, public trust had already eroded, because when powerful people avoid consequences for years, people question everything. After his death, thousands of pages were unsealed. Depositions, flight logs, victim testimonies. Some lawsuits settled quietly. Some reputations damaged permanently. But a central frustration remains. Epstein's death prevented a public trial, and trials revealed networks. Without one, questions remain open. The Epstein case sits at the intersection of wealth, power, sexual exploitation, and institutional protection. It's not just a crime story, it's a systems story. Because when a man with no clear business model gains access to global elites and avoids serious consequences for over a decade, the public doesn't just lose trust in him, they lose trust in the system. And that's why, years later, people still ask, who knew? Who benefited? And what else is still hidden? The Epstein files are more than documents. They are a mirror, and what they reflect is uncomfortable.